The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual guests. If you're a sensitive snowflake that may get easily offended, then turn this off immediately. If you want to hear the real truth about the gun culture, then stick around. This is the Armed Citizen Podcast.
What is going on, my Ghost Squad? Welcome to the Armed Citizen Podcast Live. This is episode number 233. Today's date is Tuesday, March 15th, 2022. We are live on location in an undisclosed location. Now, we are in Talladega, Alabama. Today was the Shooting Sports Showcase presented by Poma and Siopa. So we went there. Tomorrow we head out to South Carolina for the gathering, the PSA gathering over in South Carolina. Be there for a few days. And I know we're early, and I apologize. It is what it is. But we are going to be going to dinner here in a little bit. So we're doing this now, and we're not going to stay a whole hell of a long time. Clover might jump in a little bit. But we're just going to do this from the hotel room and do a quick short and say hello, talk about the day a little bit, and the event, which is the Shooting Sports Showcase here at the CMP Talladega. What's up, Mike? How you doing, brother? Go check out MK Outdoor Channel. He's always going to be Budget, but I'm trying to call him Mike instead of Budget because I know that's a whole different brand. But yeah, we're just chilling in the hotel room. Sorry about that. Chilling in the hotel room, and we're going to go to dinner here in a little bit. I'm going to sleep as quickly as I can. I left the house this morning at midnight, drove 8 hours here, and sup, Jeffrey? Left the house at midnight, got here at 8. The event started at 9, and as soon as we go to dinner, I'm going to dinner with some of the EAA and Gerson guys. If that all works out, they're probably tired too, but we're going to dinner with them. Then my ass is going to bed because we got to get up in the morning, drive to South Carolina, get everything ready to go for this week at South Carolina at the gathering. So, was that Chase? So we're working on dinner plans. So we're going to go for a little bit and then go to dinner. Anyway, so today it's been raining all day. I'm not going to be live long, yeah. Anyways, it's been raining all day, and raining hard, light. Got a lot of stuff done. Some really cool companies. Good friends of ours are here. We got some videos with Trailblazer, with the Pivot. With Century Arms, had a fun one with the Century Arms. Got a couple with Taurus. Got a couple with EAA, SIG, Umarex shot. Man, they've got a double barrel arrow thing. That's double barrel arrow. It's awesome. It's awesome. But yeah, I saw a bunch of people. Met some new people. Saw some people that probably wish we didn't see, but it is what it is. What's the plan? Olive Garden at 7. Right on. Takes about half an hour. Okay. So we got a little bit of time. 30 minutes or so. Okay. So yeah, like I said, we saw some friends. Saw some really cool products. Saw some people we wish we probably didn't see. Just being honest. But yeah, it was a fun day, rainy day. It was a one-day event, and then we go. Like I said, we drive tomorrow to South Carolina. Thursday is the gatherings media day, and then it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday for the open to the public. So if you're in or around Clinton, South Carolina, come check out the gathering starting Friday, Saturday over the weekend. So it'll be a great deal. Clover and I will be there. A bunch of people, 5 or 6 guys from Gear Report's going to be there. So I mean, there's going to be a lot of people there, obviously, and it's to the public and media and all that. So really cool guns. The gathering is what the PSA does. So. And Adrian's going to be there. We met. I think there were 3 of us. There might have been someone else, but I didn't see anyone. But I think there were of all the media here today. Most of them were bloggers or photographers or written review guys. I think that me, Clover, and this Adrian girl were the only YouTubers there, which is cool. You know, it is pretty cool. Met her. She's going to be in South Carolina as well. So that was nice to meet someone new and all of that. So Gear Report says, was Black Rambo there? Unfortunately, that's one of the ones that I wish I didn't see. He's just, I'm not going to sit there and talk bad about someone because I don't know him personally, but what I can do is talk about what I witnessed today. And what I witnessed today is he doesn't give a damn about a company. He doesn't care about the event. All they want to do is shoot. And on all the videos that we saw them do, they were being unsafe. They were being reckless. They were just being jackholes. He's got his entourage, but not one mention of the event, not one mention of POMA, about the CMP range, not one mention about any company that he was at the booth with, not one mention of the gun. It was just them taking like TikToks of them shooting guns. And, you know, I got no time for that. So it is what it is. It is what it is. What's up, Rob? How you doing? Hey, Buck, how you doing? I'm on my phone. Sorry. I don't know if the audio is good, if the picture is good. But like I said, we're in the hotel room. We're going to be leaving here in a little while to go eat dinner with the EAA guys and the Gerson, whatever. So I'm going to go to eat Italian with them. So I'm not sure if Clover is going to jump in or not. He was right here. He just walked out of the other room, but it is what it is. But audio is good. Thanks. I mean, I got these on, so I have absolutely no idea, you know, but it is what it is. But yeah, it was a good event. I enjoyed it. And this is my first time. I think it's only the second time they've had it. Last year was the first year. Clover went last year and said I should come, and I did, and I enjoyed it because there is really no one here. And as far as the media, you know, there were some buyers here, there was some media, but I mean, you could really literally walk up to pretty much any booth you wanted to and shoot whatever you want, have conversations. So yeah, I mean, I was done by 1:30 or 2. It started raining pretty hard too, and everyone started kind of like not really wanting to do anything. But I probably got 6, 7, or 8 really good videos, content of different guns, different companies while I'm here in a short amount of time. So we'll be putting those out. Obviously, we have a gathering. We'll have a bunch of stuff coming from that. What's up, Chris? Like I said, I know that this is kind of an impromptu. We're about an hour early or so, and I apologize, but we're going to be at dinner. So I just went ahead and went live now. If I'm corking anyone, I don't mean to. I apologize. We're not going to be on here a whole long time. Did Clover show up? Let me push this guest here. Hold on here. Looks like I got Clover.
Yo!
Holy Jesus. That was loud.
Oh.
What's up?
What was that?
I don't know. You were just loud in my ear, so.
Oh. Here you.
What's up? Where are you at?
I went out to the car.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I'm in the pocket. I'm turning tricks in the parking lot, bro. I got to pay for the gas to this trip somehow.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. So, what I want to do is, before I kind of go in, so I kind of give everybody a spiel of what the event was, but of your experience, you were here last year, but last year versus this year, Jeff says $20. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
This year versus last year, was it about the same, and what was the vibe? Because I like the vibe. It's laid back, but was it like that same way last year too?
Oh yeah. So the vibe, yes, the vibe was the same, maybe even a little bit better.
Okay.
Number of vendors was better. Exhibitors was better. Um, the facilitation of it was a little better.
Yeah,
Now,
this was their
as
second year
far
as
as
well. So right, so they were kind of this is one
yeah,
more year with it
yeah,
with a little bit of
so they improved over last year. And I actually had a conversation with Thomas. I'll cut that video here in the next few days or something, hopefully. But um, they're already thinking about next year. Sadly, it rained.
yeah,
We were there maybe an hour, maybe when it started raining.
maybe
And
an hour.
so,
Yeah,
rain aside, right? Everything pretty much improved across the board if you take into consideration the rain.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And the rain was, it is what it was. Most of them had tents or under shelter, under cover. So the real time it only was raining was walking between booths. So it wasn't terrible. Um, that being said, I mean, it was rain, but it was one of those things where to me, it didn't, no pun intended, it didn't rain on the parade. It didn't bring the vibe down. It was still,
Yeah.
like, yeah, it rains, it sucks, but it wasn't like, okay, we're closing it down, no one's shooting, everyone's leaving. It was, I mean,
Well, then it was not like thunderstorm, tornado, blowing rain.
no lightning. So yeah, there was no health or risk there at all.
No.
What's up, Guy? How you doing, man? So yeah, for me, well, I'll jump into you first. All the stuff you shot today, what was your favorite product that you saw?
Trailblazer, hands down.
Yeah,
the pivot from Trailblazer. Been waiting on that since before SHOT Show. I think I was the first person outside of the factory to shoot it.
I was number 2.
That was my goal, and according to what Aaron and Spencer told me yesterday evening, nobody outside of the factory has shot that.
Yeah.
They did not have it at SHOT Show. They had the sample, of course, but weren't at range day. And so it's not even technically into production. In fact, Aaron was talking about a couple of the little minor changes that's going to be made on the production model. But yeah, it was everything it cracked up to be. That thing's awesome.
Yeah, it was.
It's awesome.
Real quick, shout out to Guy, $9.99 super sticker. I appreciate you, man. All chats and stickers and all of that. We don't ask for them. We don't, thank you. That'll go towards sending some care packages to our guys and gals overseas downrange. So I appreciate you, Guy. That's very nice of you. Yeah, I love the pivot. That was really, really cool. For me, well, I want to say this. I'm going to say product because it's not a firearm, but the double barrel Umarex's double arrow rifle, whatever the hell you want to call that thing, that was
the saber. The saber.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, it's a
air powered crossbow, I guess. More
air powered rifle crossbow, double arrow, double barrel, whatever you want. It was awesome.
Yeah,
really, really awesome. Nutty out there says, "Hey, Ghost, hey, Clover, hey, y'all. Rainy down here in Little Rock. Yeah, I'm in Alabama right now.
Oh, thank you.
And it's been raining pretty much all day here." Jeff says, "You'll have to splice the pivot to me. I saw it at SHOT, but didn't get the practical need it fills." Honestly, so, and I'll let Clover give his 2 cents here in a second, but seeing it at SHOT Show was one thing. Shooting it, and then we spent, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes just hanging out with them.
A couple of different times.
But how they're going to package it and all of that. Yeah, it is definitely like a truck gun. Something that kind of a gray man type thing that the way they're going to package it with. They're going to be doing some work with Savior, Jeff, and Savior has created a backpack bag specifically. They own the rights to that specific bag, and it was built specifically for the pivot. And it just looks like a little backpack that you throw over your shoulder and all that. Yeah. Do I think it's going to be the most it's not going to take the place of like your AR or whatever, but after shooting it, the trigger is a hell of a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It's really good. It really is. I was very pleasantly surprised. More importantly, I think it is, after shooting it and talking with them and their ideas about it, I think it is a viable option for someone to put like in a go bag or a truck gun or something like that. Is it going to be your primary? It could, but probably more of a secondary. But it's a really cool product. I'll let Clover talk about. Jeff was saying, what kind of roles. Before we do that, I want to shout out real quick. Lucy, thank you, Ricardo. Lucy says, "Hey, everybody."
Lucy.
Thank you for the super chat. But yeah, you're just basically saying what kind of niche or what does it fit with? So I'll kind of give you time to speak your mind.
Yeah, there was some talk about school resource officers and about how, that type of a scenario where you could have a carbine in a very discreet bag and setup that potentially already uses the magazines of your handgun. One of the things from like day one on it that impressed me is the sleekness and the thinness of it. It is no thicker than a Glock 17.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Basically, same profile width-wise, right? So between the seat of your truck, behind the seat of your truck, applications like that. You don't have side chargers and other things on the side. It's pretty slim down as far as the profile, kind of a minimalist type setup. After today, we were actually on a Steel Challenge type range. And after shooting it today, it's very capable of shooting Steel Challenge matches and stuff. So beyond it being really cool with the design and everything, I
very
think it's
accurate all the way up to 50 yards. All the way up to 50 yards, it was dead on accurate.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's cool because of all of the flip-floppy collapsing reasons of it being cool, but potentially you could have a PCC for that division in some competition and not take up a lot of space transporting it or whatever too. So I think it's like that. I mean, if you're out shooting pigs or coyotes in the face, obviously the barrel's threaded, so you could put some suppressors on it, and we've seen several suppressors today from Dead Air and a few other companies that would certainly fit the bill. That's going to increase the overall length, of course, a little bit, but even with a 6-8 inch whatever suppressor on the end, when it's scaled down, right, when it's folded or
it's hard to explain because it's not a bullpup, but it's designed like a bullpup to where the barrel, it looks like a short barrel, but it's not. It's a full barrel. But it's not a bullpup. I really don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. I tell you what, my favorite firearm today was, just because everyone knows I'm an MP5 fanatic, but Century Arms had their AP5 out, and it was sweet. And Adam pulled me off the side when I was leaving, and they had a little competition, and I'm not going to go into the competition because my video will come out with that. It was a fun little competition they had all day. And anyway, so Adam pulled me off the side, and I said, I've been waiting a long time for this. And he goes, yeah. He says, shoot me a text next week. So the AP5 was really, really good. Their new AK was good. And also they had Canic there. I mean, everyone knows I love Canic. The AP5 was really, really good. I'll tell you what was surprising was the Taurus GX4. The trigger, they've got a flat trigger on it. And the trigger is a huge upgrade over the G3. But I like the G3 better. Like the ergonomics, the feel, everything about the G3 I like better. If you could put the GX4 trigger in the G3, that's a hell of a gun. That's a hell of a gun. It really is.
Yeah. I'll tell you one that surprised me was Sky, and I'm not going to get into that because I'll have a Sky video that drops, so no, I'm not going to spoil or anything.
Yeah, it was surprising. Yeah,
it was surprising in the Sky booth. That's all I'll say at this point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Was not expecting to walk away from there the way I did, for sure.
Yeah, we walked away going,
Yeah.
Which honestly, the only reason why I went over to Sky is at the time there was nobody at the. And I said, well, let's go shoot that while we were waiting for someone else to do the lighten down. But yeah, one of the models for Sky was quite surprising, and so yeah, we'll leave it at that. But yeah, the Gerson, obviously, I shot the Regard, and I shot the 1911 SC, little subcompact in 45. Wonderful guns. Shot the new SIG P226. You guys know I'm not a big fan of SIG. Not that I don't like their coming. They just usually don't feel good. The only gun that SIG ever put out that has always felt pretty good is the 226, and they had a 226, a newer model of 226, and it shot great. Flat trigger as well on that one. And I think that might be something that have you noticed? There were several Sky, obviously SIG, and there was the Taurus. I saw a lot of flat triggers and handguns today. And I like flat triggers, but I usually never really pictured them in handguns. I like them in ARs. But yeah, there's a lot more flat triggers coming to the handgun. Would you notice that too?
Yeah, the BRG9's that way, right?
Yeah. I'm just saying that today there was I wasn't expecting to see the Taurus and.
Well, what I was getting at by mentioning the BRG9 is you're seeing a lot of lower price, whatever entry level budget, whatever you want to call them. You're starting to see a lot more of those with flat triggers now, which is interesting.
Right. And I like flat triggers. But yeah, it was just one of those things where it was kind of surprised, like, oh wow, there's a lot of flat triggers out here, and it was a good thing. It's a good thing, and you can't reinvent the wheel sometimes, but you can change the look of the wheel, and sometimes changing the flat trigger is a different feel, especially for people that don't have experience with flat triggers. I would say that most people, I'm not going to say all, but I would say the majority of people that have never shot a flat trigger, when they shoot their first one, are probably going to like it. What do you think about flat triggers?
Yeah, I'm okay with the flat trigger. I mean, you definitely have to be aware it's there. Again, I'll reference the Future Sky video on that. Because I had an issue when I went from
we both did
the hammer fired to the first shot with that striker fired. So you definitely have to be aware it's there. It's different finger placement. You have to be aware and practiced, I guess is a good word, with that. Because it could be dangerous if you don't. You put your finger in that trigger guard and you're used to a curved trigger. You're used to having a little more room, right? Because of how that curve is on a curved trigger. And so you have to have to mind that. So, it's just a different design. It seems to be more than affecting the weight. What I've found with a flat trigger is it improves the consistency by which you can pull the trigger, which is a big thing. It allows you to kind of get your finger in that same place repeatedly. That's the issue I've kind of always had with a curved trigger, especially from competition and precision competition aspects. Is really important that you get that finger on that trigger in the exact same position every time, and it's just easier when it's flat.
Jeff out there says he doesn't hate flat triggers, but he likes curved better. I mean, I like flat, but like I said, up until recently, you have on ARs and all that, and which I love. I would kind of piggyback on what you're saying, and I think especially for someone that might be newer to firearms that are still working on their mechanics, I think a flat trigger might be good, because we all know that if you don't have your finger placement with your pad of your finger, your trigger finger in the right place, you're going to miss left or right or, whatever. On a flat trigger, like you said, you get in the same place, but it's also going to be more conducive to a straight pull back versus the curve where, if you're curved, your finger can maybe move a little bit as you're pulling back. On that flat trigger, it's a little more conducive to pulling straight back, which might mean a little bit more accuracy, especially for newer shooters.
Yeah, because a lot of people say pull the trigger, and what you really want to do is press the trigger.
Correct.
Right? Not pull the trigger. And the thing about a flat-faced trigger is no matter where you push that flat-faced trigger, whether it's high or low, it's a more consistent break than if you grab a curved trigger higher or lower.
Right. Yes. If you grab a curved trigger high or low,
it's going to be heavier.
It's
going to be higher, heavier, and it's going to
be a lot lighter on low. But you're also going to be less accurate with that. Now a guy out there says, I don't think I've ever shot a gun with a flat trigger. All the ones he owns are curved. Like I said, I'm a fan of flat, and some people may not be. I'm a fan of flat triggers, and I'm kind of excited with a trend that I've noticed this year, that a lot of handguns are going to flat trigger, and I like it. I can
take it either way.
It's not innovation. It's just something different, Yeah,
I can take it either way. I guess my first experience with the flat trigger, Tandem Cross came out with the Victory triggers years ago, and we were running buck marks in competition. And the buck mark trigger, one of the greatest triggers of any handgun ever out of the box, by the way. But very 1911-ish in a trigger field. 1911s typically have a great trigger.
Right.
And I thought, how much better could it possibly freaking be, right? A flat. Right. Oh my God. And I didn't realize, just because of the physics of the situation more than anything, I didn't realize that it could bring more to the game with the trigger that's already pretty phenomenal. And so from that point on, I mean, I'm not turned away by flat trigger at all, and sometimes they can be phenomenal.
Yeah, and I'm not saying all flat triggers are great. I've got a CMC trigger, a flat trigger, and one, a Hyperfire flat, and another one. And so most of the flat triggers that I enjoy are aftermarket. Now, obviously, the ones we're talking about are stock. They come stock in these guns. And I know that some of these guns are offered in flat or curved. Some of them are just going to be flat. But yeah, it's just one of those things. If you've never shot a flat trigger, I think that, at least if you've got an opportunity of shooting someone else's or something at a gun shop or something at a range, I think it'd probably be worth for some people to try it out and at least know the difference and know how it feels, and then make your mind up, because I think obviously a lot of companies are going flat triggers this year. So it might be worth it to go try one out. And some people might like it. They just never have experience before.
And flat triggers are also platform centric. I mean, you're not going to see a flat trigger on a revolver, right? You're not going to see a flat trigger on a shotgun. I mean, you're just not going to see those, because quite honestly, neither one of those platforms are conducive to, to a flat trigger.
Yeah. And you bring up a great point earlier on the break, that wall. It doesn't make the wall any better with a flat trigger versus a curve, but that break is a lot more crisp. At least it feels like it. I don't know if it is or not, physics wise.
Well, you notice it
is a much crisper break for me with a flat trigger.
Yeah, you notice it because you don't have that arc. You don't have that that even when you push on a trigger with a curve, you're pushing straight back, sure. But because that's curved, as it moves back, your positioning on the trigger changes, right? Because the trigger is basically moving under your finger in a way. The trigger has to move under your finger has to move over the trigger. It has to. It's physics. So with that, you don't have that with a flat trigger. That's why it minimizes movement. And when you're talking about precision, that's the name.
I was going to say, the minimizing movement, typically, not all the time, but typically that usually leads to more accurate shots on target. Typically,
right. Yeah.
Quick shout out to Mighty Mouse out there. Appreciate you, Foss. $10 super chat. Appreciate you, Mighty.
Foss.
But yeah, anything else that you really enjoyed today, or anything that you didn't enjoy?
Yeah, I mean, didn't enjoy the rain, obviously, but
right.
no, I mean, I had just as good of a time as I did last year, and I stuck around a little while after you left to talk to them and interview them and some other things.
Yeah, and I came home and relaxed. I was tired.
Well, yeah, you've been up a while, but one of the things that heck, where was I going with that?
You're talking with Thomas.
And what I told them, I was like, here's the thing. Yeah, I mean, day after tomorrow we'll be at the gathering, right?
Yeah.
But had there not been Shooting Sports Showcase, and you probably are different because you wasn't actually planning on going to the Shooting Sports Showcase, but
right,
I would not have went to the gathering if it hadn't been for Shooting Sports Showcase. Like,
yeah, we were opposite because you and I were talking. We're the absolute opposite because we were talking on the phone. I was like, bro, you're going to be in Alabama Tuesday. Why don't you just drive over to South Carolina?
Yeah.
The next day. He's like, is it the same week? And I said, yeah, it's like literally right. He's like, oh, okay. Flip side to me is I was planning on going to the gathering. He said, well, since you're already driving, it's like a great stopping point. Why don't you stop by and shoot at the Shooting Sports Showcase on Tuesday, and then we'll drive up to South Carolina. So yeah, it's funny how it works sometimes,
Yeah, and it's just because I was thinking it'd be the same type of event that it was last year. Really enjoyed myself. It was laid back. It was all of those things. I don't expect the gathering. The gathering will just be a different event, right? Let's be honest. Whether we're talking SHOT Show, NRA, Shooting Sports Showcase, USCCA, whatever.
Right.
The IB 8888, Big Three, whatever. They're all good and bad in their own ways, depending on who you are and what you're looking to accomplish.
Right.
And that's just my thing. Is this was I'm pretty sure will be the highlight of my trip.
Yeah. Sorry. It slipped in a while. Let's see here. Guy says, I found a budget gun that has a pretty good trigger, the Stoeger STR9. Oh yeah, that's up there with a lot of these, the Gersons of the world, the BRG, certain models of the Taurus. I mean, when you're talking about a gun that doesn't cost a lot of money but far exceeds the value versus price.
Yep.
Far exceeds. That's one of them for sure. Now, Mike, I didn't realize it. Budget said that he's got to get some sleep because he's going to be heading out tomorrow. He's going to be in South Carolina. He said he'll see us Thursday.
He will.
I didn't know that he was going to be going.
Yep.
Let's see here. Smeggy says, gathering. Are you guys? I can't read them on my phone. Oh, gigolos. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, that came up maybe on Jeff's podcast, that there was another event out on the West Coast called The Gathering that was, let's just say it might be like an alternative lifestyle gathering. And PSA, when they did this last year, did not realize that there was another gathering already out there, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I've seen that as I've searched for The Gathering to look at different things. So yeah.
So I want to kind of touch back for people that didn't. The Trailblazer pivot, awesome. Is it the greatest thing that's ever come out? No, but for what it is, it shoots so well. Very pleasantly surprised with that.
To me, it more speaks to the pursuit of innovation for the company.
Yeah.
Those guys we know some things that we can't even talk about that they have on the drawing board. And so they are literally interested and want to put out things and do things that nobody else is doing. Which
well,
is
you
awesome.
talk about
and
the
not just
lifeguard.
and not just things nobody else is doing, but that other people have caught wind of and are trying to beat them to the chase.
Right. You know, we told that they're the same people that brought the lifeguard, and a lot of people snicker and joke about the lifeguard. The lifeguard is innovative as hell, and it is what it is, but the idea of it is innovative as hell. And so these guys, you know, Aaron and Spencer, these guys are putting everything into trying to do something different for a specific reason. And they're not just making gimmicks just to try to sell guns. They're, you know, they've got these designs, these plans that we're talking way outside the box here. Really cool. Like I said, my favorite firearm of the day was the Century AP5. Just because I've been waiting on that for a while, and finally got a chance to shoot it. And if you like an MP5, it was pretty good. Just gonna say it was pretty good. What did you think about the AP5?
You know, I put what 5 rounds through it.
Yeah,
and it was like it was okay.
Yeah, but you're not a big MP5 lover like I
really.
am, so you don't get excited like I do.
Yeah, not really. I mean, but it was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lifeguard seems neat. Have only seen it in 22L. That's all it is a 22LR.
No, it's no, it's also 22 mag.
What's that?
It's also 22 mag.
Well, 22 mag. Okay, I should have said. Oh, it's only 22. Yeah, it's not. They're not gonna.
Yeah.
It defeats the purpose of what that is, trying to do anything differently.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that literally fit in your wallet. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go through here before we don't forget the kiddie pool. What? Did I miss something? I might have missed something. We are at a hotel, so I don't know. I don't think they got a pool here. It's not the Embassy Suites. I'll put it to you that way. But no, as we're getting ready to head out of here in a minute, we're gonna go meet some friends with EAA Gerson and have some dinner. Then I want to get my happy ass back here, go to bed, and then we're gonna drive to South Carolina tomorrow. I think you're stopping off some outside of Atlanta, are you not?
Yeah, I've got 2 stops. I've got I'm gonna stop outside of Atlanta and visit with Lionheart.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna go up and see Spencer and Aaron again and look at the facilities up there with Trailblazer.
Yeah, they're soon they are literally leaving, going back home, literally from the range today. So we asked them if they want to go to dinner. They're like, yeah, we're like literally leaving from here, going home.
Yeah, but they were like, hey, we're not, but they're like an hour, I think they said, away from the gathering.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have pretty much a day to kill tomorrow anyway. So
right.
I'm like, hey, by the time I go to Lionheart, get up in the morning, go to Lionheart. I'm like, it may be, early evening or, 4 o'clock or so, 3 or 4 o'clock. And they're like, hey, that's all good. We'll be there. So
right.
Why not?
Now, Rob out there says, seems like every event only lets you shoot 5 rounds. Whoever made that standard should be smacked. So bigger events, it depends. I mean, on bigger events where you're going to have a lot of people waiting in line, it has nothing to do with the 5 rounds because that's all I want you to shoot. A lot of it comes down to there's a lot of people and they just want to try to keep people coming in and out. As many people get shots on target. You can go back if you want and shoot another one. Mm-hmm. Then you have other ones that we did that a bunch today, yeah. But then you're also talking about other ones that are, if they don't have a big crowd their booth, I've gone to a booth, they give me 3 full mags and say, hey, man, just go to town. Like today, some of the booths, they just had mags on the table. You just literally walked up, grab whatever gun you want, grab a magazine, shoot it, and you're out. Grab another mag. If you want, you can, they didn't care. The reason why the AP5 was a 5 round thing, the only reason why you only got 5 with that is there was a competition. So it was a 3-gun competition, and they were.
But you could shoot that one multiple times.
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously we saw someone shoot it 11 times.
Yeah, right.
Whatever. But yeah, so what it was is you were going to shoot the Canic 4 times on target. Then you had to transition to the AP5, shoot that on 5 different targets. Transition to the AK and shoot that 3 times on a target. And it was the fastest time wins a gun. I think they won a Canic. But every miss was 2 seconds onto your time. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like they were saying you could only shoot 5 rounds. It was an actual set course of fire that only gave you 5 rounds with that gun. Now, like I said, and Clover said, you could have shot that course of fire 20 times if you want. And, they didn't care. They had plenty ammo there, trust me. I want to say that Trailblazer said they easily went through 1,000 rounds today.
Yep.
And I'm sure a lot of companies went through,
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's a myth. Fun. That's a myth that gets perpetuated by a lot of people that either don't go to a show or they went to some show. It wasn't a show, but they either don't go to events and they go off of a lot of times what they see in a video.
Yeah.
But understand, in the video, I'm not filming every single shot that I'm taking on that range.
Right.
I'm just filming enough so you get an idea of, the recoil's like, how it operates. That's all I'm interested in. So.
Yeah, you might see us shoot 5 to 10 shots. We might have put 24, 30 in that gun.
Sure.
Because very few people are going to sit there and just, okay, we get it, bro. We get it. You shot the gun a lot. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, that was one of those where the only reason why, and that was the only one that had everyone I knew had at least 10 rounds in every mag. Every gun I shot today, at least 10. Like I said, in most of them, you get done with that, grab another one, keep on shooting. Go grab a different gun, grab a different mag. Just keep on shooting,
Yeah. Yep. The only time is if they're sitting, neck deep. We've seen that at SHOT Show range day before.
Yeah. And that's going to happen.
If you're 30 people deep in a line, then obviously doesn't have anything to do with it being stingy for ammo, but they're not going to let you sit there and shoot round after round.
Yeah, they're trying to get as many people with that gun as they can. Mm-hmm. And if there's nobody there, then you can probably keep shooting until someone else shows up,
Right.
So,
yeah. And I've had them tell me that, hey, if you want to shoot more, come back later.
Right.
I've had them
and we did. We went back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we sure did. Yeah.
Yep. They'll tell you that a lot of times. They'll say, come back later after, slows down.
Or, hey, if it's supposed to be over at 5, you come back around 4, come back and you can probably shoot whatever you want, and done that before too. So we're going to get ready to get out of here in a few minutes, but excuse me. Sorry. Like I said, we're heading to South Carolina tomorrow to spend the next 3 or 4 days over in South Carolina with a gathering. Anything in particular that you're looking forward to either shooting or doing or seeing at the gathering?
TJ. Looking forward to seeing TJ.
Yeah. TJ's the mascot, man. If you can't get along with TJ, then something's wrong with you.
I'm looking forward to having a conversation with Cody, formerly from Walther, now with Taurus, to try to figure out some issues that I've been having with Taurus lately.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's funny how we talk this a lot. It's funny how people change companies all the time in this firearm business,
Right.
Yeah, I can't wait to see everybody. TJ, Jeff, all the Gear Report guys. I'm staying with Ron from Riker and the guys from Green Wolf Tactical. So I'm looking forward to seeing Ron. It's been since SHOT 2020 since I've seen Ron. We talk all the time, but we're looking forward to seeing him and just seeing a lot of people that might not have been at SHOT,
Right.
Like Budget's going to be there, but a lot of people that weren't at SHOT this year that might be at this one. I'm looking forward to see some of them. Yeah,
well, Jeff is out there. Jeff is out there, right?
He was. He had a scram, he said, but he was. I think he had a scout or something, some
That's
meeting
right.
or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be there tomorrow afternoon and hanging out and having fun, shooting. I'm sure some really cool guns. There'll be some great companies there and some great guns. So I'm going to tell you to do the same thing. I put a bunch of stuff on Instagram today for this week until the actual content comes out in the next week or so from this week. Go to Instagram because I'll be putting stuff all the time on Instagram. If you want to see it happening right then and there, little snippets of different things, go to Instagram, and that's where I'm putting on the content is on Instagram this week. And then obviously the full videos will come in the next coming weeks with the YouTube channel. But anything you want to bring up, or are you going to be doing all the Instagram stuff too, or where can people see this week from you?
I didn't do a lot of Instagram, but that's the way to keep up currently because
Yeah.
I think for Shooting Sports Showcase, I think there's probably going to be 6 or 8 videos, and I'll probably release one a day and maybe even more to try to get them knocked out as soon as I can. And then I don't know how many is going to come from the gathering. I don't know. I've never been to that event. I don't know what to expect as far as all that. So I have a certain.
I've got 6 or 7 that came from here. I know you probably
you kind of got a taste of that by standing there while I was filming, but I've got a certain way that I run through the video or whatever. And if there is so many creators or so many whoever at the gathering that I'm not able to do that, then I won't even cut a video. I'll just network and they can get it in my hands
some
later.
B-roll stuff or something like that.
Yeah, and they can, maybe an overarching video of the event itself, and then if they want me to do any content with their product, they'll have to send it to me. So I got time to work with it, right? So that's one of the problems with a really, really busy range day style event is sometimes it's not conducive because there's more things that I want to do. I want to be able to talk about in my video the event. I want to be able to talk about the company. I want to be able to talk about the product. I'm not just going to kick on a camera and go bang, bang, bang and turn the camera off.
Sure. No, I hear you.
And a lot of people are okay with that. I'm not.
Yep. All right, boys and girls, we got to head out. We got about a 20-minute drive to meet up with some guys for dinner. And so we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Be checking out Instagram. We might even try to go live at night a couple times this week with get the gathering with some recognizable faces and all of that. Either me or Clover or Gear Report. Someone's going to be going live, and we'll be hanging out and all that. Mm-hmm. But we'll be seeing you guys soon, and we'll be back on our normal schedule, normal time, normal bat channel next Tuesday at 7 Central. So, guys, thanks for coming a little early with us and understanding that we're kind of doing this via satellite and a short one. So, guys, we'll see you soon. Semper Fi.